Okay. So in today's class, we are going to start with a new chapter that is about the microorganisms. So this is your chapter. So on the screen, you can see that there are various microorganisms are there. So do you have any idea what are these?
Yes, sir. Sir, microorganisms are small creatures that cannot be seen with our naked eyes.
Very good. These are
Sir,
the
organisms which can be seen through a microscope are called as microorganisms.
very good. So the answers which you have given, it is totally correct, absolutely correct. So these are the small organisms which cannot be seen with our naked eyes. You can't see them with the help of your eyes. To see them, you require a special instrument that is called as microscope. Fine. Okay. Now, in the next part, we are having a small introduction. So, you have seen several plants and animals. In our previous chapter, that is crop production management, we have seen that various processes are there to carry out agriculture practices, and we have learned about plants also. Then we have learned about animals also. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we have learned about all those things. So here you might have observed that during the rainy season, moist bread gets spoiled and its surface gets covered with grayish white patches. Okay. So this is a simple activity which you can do at home. Okay. So you have to take a piece of bread and soak it in the water. Okay. Take a piece of bread and soak it in the water. Then take it out, keep it aside after 3 to 4 days. Just wash that bread. Okay, observe it carefully. So what do you find on that bread? You will find that the bread is covered by some grayish white patches. So here you can see we are having a piece of bread. On this piece of bread there are some grayish white patches. Okay, now the question arises, what are these patches? Why they arise on this? Yes.
Sir, idea.
It is fungus. Yes, correct answer. It is the fungus. So fungus is growing on the bread. Okay, so that is the thing. Next, here is an activity, activity 2.1. Collect some moist soil from the field in a beaker and add water to it. After the soil particles have settled down, observe a drop of water from the beaker under a microscope. What do you observe? Okay, so here what you have to do, you have to collect some soil. Okay, take some sample of soil and take it in the beaker. Okay, then add water to it, stir it well. Okay, when the soil is settled at the bottom, take a drop of water from that beaker. Okay, now place that a drop of water under the microscope and observe it. What do you observe? Okay, so you observe that there are some particles which are moving here and there. Okay, so it is the microscopic picture of the drop of water which is taken from the soil. Okay, now related to this, we are having one more activity, activity 2.2. Take a few drops of water from a pond, spread on a glass slide, and observe through a microscope. Now, what you have to do? You have to take a drop of water from the pond, okay, or any other source of water which is available nearby you. You can collect it, okay. Then take few drops of water and place it on the slide, and under the microscope you have to observe it. So when you observe it under the microscope, you will find such picture. Okay, that is some organisms. They are moving here and there. Okay, so what we conclude from this activity? We conclude that in the soil and in the water, in the soil and in the water, there are some microorganisms are there, okay, which are not visible to our eyes, but they are present in the soil and water, and even they are present in the air also. So can you give an example for the microorganism which is present in air, the recent one which we are facing?
Virus.
Yes, coronavirus. Yes, very good. Now the next thing, Microorganisms, which are also called as microbes, are so small in size that they cannot be seen with our unaided eyes. Okay, so microorganisms, which are also called as what? Microbes. Okay,
Microbes.
yes, they are very small. They are very teeny tiny. You cannot see them with the help of your eyes. Okay, so that much they are small. So some of these, such as fungus that grows on bread, can be seen with the magnifying glasses. Now there are some microorganisms that are there. That is fungus. Okay, you can see this fungus with the help of magnifying glasses. Okay, you can see that with the help of magnifying glasses. So see here, we are again having the same picture. That is fungus growing on the bread. Okay, so with the help of magnifying glass, you can see that. Others cannot be seen without the help of microscope. And there are some microorganisms are there which you cannot see with the help of your eyes also, or with the help of magnifying glass. Okay, so for that you require the microscope. That is why these are called as microorganisms or microbes. So see here, we are having a picture of a microscope. This is an instrument which is used to see the small microorganisms. Okay, it is also used to see other things like animal cell or plant cell, or to study about the tissue or parts of the cell, etc. Okay, so for this purpose we are using it. Now the next thing, microorganisms, okay, they are classified into four major groups. Okay, these groups are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and some are algae. Now see here, microorganisms, they are classified into four main groups. So if you categorize them, it is the bacteria, this is fungi, this is protozoa, this is algae, and the last one is virus. Okay, so you can see that the virus is not mentioned into this category, it is separate in a red line. Okay, so basically we are having four categories. Okay, four categories of microorganisms. Okay, now see here, this bacteria. Okay, we are having an example of cocci and spirochaetes. Okay, spirochaetes. Okay, so this is the example of bacteria. If you look in your page number 18, open the textbook and see there is a page number 18. In that they have given the pictures of microorganism. Next thing is fungi. Okay, the example of fungi is bread mold and penicillium. Okay, bread mold and penicillium. Then next, for protozoa. For protozoa, we are having an example of amoeba. Yes, very good. Amoeba and paramecium. Okay, amoeba and paramecium. And for algae, we are having Gladidomonas. Okay. Spirogyra. Yes, then Spirogyra. Okay. So this is the classification of microorganisms. Now the next. Viruses are also microscopic but are different from other microorganisms. They, however, reproduce only inside the cells of the host organism, which may be a bacterium, plant, or animal. Okay. Now see, these viruses, they are also microscopic. Okay, you cannot see the viruses with the help of your eyes. Now, can you see coronavirus around you? If they are visible, we could have protected ourselves, right? So these viruses, they are microscopic, they are very small. You cannot see with the help of magnifying glasses or with the help of your eyes. So to observe that, you require the microscope. Okay. But these viruses are different from the category of microorganism. We don't take them in the major group of microorganism. They are different part of microorganism. Now, why they are different part of the organism? Because they reproduce only inside the host organism. Okay, when they find the host organism, okay, then only they will reproduce. Now see this coronavirus, okay, they will not reproduce unless they find the host. When it enters the organism's body, at that time it starts to multiply. If there is one virus, it will become 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 to 32, 30 to 64, it goes on increasing. Okay, so the host organisms, it might be a bacteria, it may be a plant, it may be a animal, anyone it can be. Common alignments like cold, influenza, which is also called as flu, and most coughs are caused by viruses. Okay. Now you might have seen that the most of the common cold disease, that is common cold, it is caused by virus. Influenza, it is also caused by virus. Then cough, it is caused by virus. Okay. If a person who is facing problem in respiration or coughing continuously or having common cold, it is caused by virus. So even now also you can see that most of the people, they are suffering a lot because of coronavirus. And what symptoms they are finding? They are having the symptoms of, yes, what are the symptoms of coronavirus?
Cold,
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 then
problem
In breathing.
yes, difficulty in breathing, then they are having fever also, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, serious diseases like polio and chickenpox are caused by viruses. Now, you might have seen that the government is providing the polio drops. Yes. And
Sir.
up to what age they are giving this? Yes. Up to what age the polio drops are given?
Vaccine.
Polio drops I'm asking about. Up to what age? 5 years. Yes, up to 5 years, this is given. Okay, so you might have seen that a child who is suffering from polio, their physical appearance, it gets totally changed. Okay, their legs, it is not growing properly, or they're mentally they are abnormal. Okay, their body will be having some of the other disabilities. Okay, so you can see here is a picture. Okay, that boy, he is suffering from the polio. Okay, the next thing is chicken pox. So what do you know about chicken pox? What it is? Okay, so chicken pox, it is a disease, okay, where what happens, you will find that small pimples are growing on all over the body. Okay, your whole body, you can find that the whole body is covered by the pimples. Okay, so that is called as chicken pox. Okay, and this is caused by the viruses. Now the next thing, diseases like dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoa, which is also, if there are many, it is protozoans. Yes, where typhoid and tuberculosis, that is TB, are the bacterial diseases. Now see, if a person is having the dysentery and malaria, okay, this dysentery and disease malaria, it is caused by protozoa, whereas the other disease like typhoid and tuberculosis, this is caused by bacterial diseases. Okay, so here you can see the picture of protozoa. Okay, this green color thing structure. Okay, this is the picture of protozoa. It is responsible for the disease like dysentery and malaria. Whereas here you can see the picture of bacteria. Okay, which cause the disease such as typhoid and tuberculosis. Okay. Now the next thing, where do microorganisms live? Okay, so can you tell me where do microorganisms live?
Sir, everywhere.
Yes, they are present everywhere. Okay, they are present everywhere. So that's why in your home or the doctors or other people, they suggest you wash your hands regularly. Why they are always saying that wash your hands regularly before eating the food?
Because they are everywhere, everywhere.
Yes, they are present
Microorganisms.
everywhere.
Germs.
Yes, germs are there. It might be present in your hands also. That's why we are taking precautions. We wash our hands for 20 seconds with the help of soap and water, plenty of water, or else we sanitize our hand, right? So now, microorganisms may be single-celled like bacteria. Some algae protozoans are multicellular, such as many algae and fungi. Now see, these microorganisms may be single cell or multi-cell. Single cell means they are made up of only one cell. Multi-cell means they are made up of more than one cell. Okay, so single cells are called as unicellular and many cells are called as multicellular. So examples for single cell is amoeba. Okay, and for multicellular we are having algae and fungi. They live in all types of environment, okay, ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs and deserts to marshy lands. Now, these microorganisms they are found everywhere in each and every type of environment. Means they are present from that is ice cold. If it is too cold also, they are present. If the climate is too hot also, they are present there. If they are in the desert, then they are present in the marshy lands also. They are present in the green everywhere. That is green color, green land or everywhere. Okay. Next, they are also found inside the bodies of animals, including humans. Okay, these microorganisms they are found inside the bodies of animals also, including humans also. They are present in us also. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while others exist freely. Some of the microorganisms they are growing on the other organism. Okay, there are some microorganisms which grow on the bodies of other organism. The other organism may be plant, animal, or other microorganisms, and there are some microorganisms which exist freely. Means they are not dependent on any other bodies of like host or any other thing. Okay, so this is the thing which we have learned. Now, based on this, I'll be asking you few questions. The one who knows the answer, tell me. Okay. Okay, Parth, unmute yourself.
Sir,
Okay, the part the who is on PC. Okay, tell me how many types of microorganisms are there?
sir, four. Four.
Okay, which are those? Tell me.
Four.
Yes, tell me which are those?
Algae, fungi, protozoa, and bacteria, protozoa, virus.
Okay, the
Bacteria, fungi, protozoa,
yes, that's the correct answer. Okay, then what do you mean by micros?
right.
Yes, what do you mean by microorganism?
That cannot be seen with our naked eyes are called microbes.
Yes, very good.
Which we
Okay,
cannot see by our eyes.
very good. Okay.